What is the strangest first name you have come across in your life? I know people will call BS, but when I was in college I worked with a lovely, forthright woman who said that when she first came to the US she lived next door to a fellow immigrant who spoke poor English and insisted on naming her twins Lasagna and Vagina, even though she tried to talk her out of it repeatedly. This was the most honest woman who never exaggerated, so I firmly believe that unless she was talked out of it, these two poor kids are running around ticking the time of the clock off until they can legally change their names. Vicious. He was named after Sid, and I get that his parents were fans, but I can't imagine how they expected him to pull that off. Having said that, he did. It helped that all through elementary, middle and high school, most kids thought Vicious was a badass name. Not saying every kid could have pulled it off. He was just always very confident, so anything associated with him was automatically cool. Way back in the late 90s, I was working at an electronics store that also offered credit applications for purchases. Had a lady come in wanting to apply for credit, and when she filled out the forms and I was ready to process it, I noticed her first name was Enchilada. Verified it via her driver's license. So that's the top one. Second place is a kid I went to high school with named Spradley. The hospital near me often sees children named Nevaeh, and every parent insists on informing the staff that it's heaven spelled backwards, as if it wasn't the third one of the month. It's not the strangest name I've seen, but it's the strangest name I know has made it on the top 100 names of the year 2018, 85th most popular. Not as strange as the other examples, but I met a dude who introduced himself as Rock. I was super confused when he said that was his real name, until I realized his name was actually Rook, which is a real Albanian name. Still kind of weird considering he was actually Italian, not Albanian. It's not strange for me, since I'm Dutch, but I know many foreigners are shocked by the common Dutch name Dick. And imagine there are actually Dutch people called Dick Cock and Dick Coke. Working the check-in desk at the airport, got my share of strange names. Traffic light isn't stoplight, in my language it would be called semaphore. Beckham Fugazadane. Police. Rocket. Any of Nick Cannon's poor children. Monroe. Moroccan. Golden. Powerful. Zion. Zillion. Zen. Legendary. Onyx. Rise. Beautiful, and Halo. I guess Monroe is fine. When I was in college there was a girl that changed her first and last name to Vesna Bunch Harkle, which can be translated as Spring Rebel. Craziest name I ever seen. My biological sister knew a girl whose name was Abgt, pronounced Absudi. My brother knew a girl whose name was Laya, pronounced La-Dashia. God knows. I worked in a call center and it made things very difficult to log a ticket. Thought I was being pranked, but they were on the system. Shahid, but it was spelled shithead. Anyone who called her what her name spelled out didn't have a good day after that. Wildest one I've heard is someone's client named Lala. Pronounced La-Law. They specifically said you pronounce the dash anal. I shit you not. Other I heard were Hardik. Pretty shady, aka pretty shitty. Gasoline. In my country we call it petrol. No idea what went through that girl's parents' minds to give her that for a name. I know someone who volunteers with me called Job. Pronounced J-O-B. It's very strange. It's not even short for anything. Daddy. Small kid but big personality that makes him popular and saves him from being bullied. I respect that little guy. Hieronymus. I found out it was a name of one of my great-grandfathers, and in English it basically means Jerome. Percival. Had a customer want that name written on a birthday cake a while back. Strangest name I ever heard. Prince John. No, that wasn't the first and middle name. The two together were the child's first name. Sroll. It was an abbreviation for second result of love. No, the firstborn was not named Frall. Gretchen is really fucking strange to me. Sounds like you're hacking up some snot to spit out. When looking for baby names, I came across Brewer and Zess, literally brother and sister. My parents grew up with a dude named Cooking. Like straight up on the birth certificate. Antique and Unique are twin sisters. I'm not sure whether name is worse, to be honest. Foka. It sounds just as wild in German as in English. It's of East Frisian origin. I worked with a man named Bacon. That was interesting because he was a vegetarian. Gabor. I'd from where that name is, but in my language basically means ugly person. I substituted at AHS. There was a girl named Bubba, not a nickname. A little boy called Chaos. He was actually a very sweet little guy. I always thought the Indian name, Porvi, was a little unfortunate. Half the names in college football, but they're also kind of fun. Once knew a girl named Sparrow. I was, and still am, so jealous. Worked with a Singaporean gentleman with the name Kidapur. Cactus. Her sister's name is Whimsy. Their mom was a hippie. In English it's Jeff internationally, most Chinese names the Duke. Also name. It was pronounced name but still Cookie. A Nigerian dude named Cookie. Not a nickname, Dudu. I mean short for Eduardo, but come on. Really?